It's time for Coffee with the Chicken Ladies, a podcast for people who love chickens.
Hey everybody, and welcome. It's Chrisie&Holly from Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. We're here, and this is episode number 261 of our podcast, where we talk about everything chicken, family, fun, and
more chickens.
More chickens and turkeys. We drink a ton of coffee. I'm talking a ton. But most importantly,
we hug chickens every day.
And we kiss them too. Don't forget. We brew coffee from a little coffee roaster in Houston, Texas. Bright and early coffee. Holly, and what kind of coffee are we brewing today?
Feeling a little nutty with some hazelnut.
Oh, the hazelnut. We keep going back to that hazelnut because it is so good. Now you are missing out. Yeah, you're missing out. If you're not drinking this hazelnut, we have a code. It's CWTCL 15 for 15% off a bagged coffee. Holly, where should everybody go to get this?
brightandearlycoffee.com.
And if you need K-Cups, go over to Amazon and follow them on social media. Are you ready to sip some of this delicious hazelnutty coffee and chat?
I am. But first, a word from our sponsors.
We have some exciting news to share from our sponsor, Grubbly Farms. They're here, new and improved, Grubbly's World Harvest.
I'm a longtime subscriber, and my flock love the healthy, nutritious treats, plus orders $40 and more ship free.
If you haven't heard, Grubbly's has a fantastic layer pellet and crumble feed. It's packed with plant and insect protein, perfect for those picky chickens and ducks.
Grubbly Farms makes food and treats for healthy pets and planet.
To support us and Grubbly Farms, use the link grubbly.co/coffee. Try it today. Okay, so it's a busy time this week.
It's crunch time for Thanksgiving.
We're running that marathon.
Yes.
We're in the middle of the marathon right now. You know, as everyone's listening to this, I'm sure everyone's having their same personal marathon getting ready for Thanksgiving, whether you're traveling to family or you're the house that's hosting like me. It's a lot of work, but it's my favorite holiday of the year. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
It's so much fun. My sister hosts it every year. And of course, we go up to my in-laws on alternating years.
Right. What year is this for you?
Thanksgiving at home this year.
Okay.
So that is super nice. And then I know I've said this before. I make an after Thanksgiving meal on Friday. So Pete and I have lots of leftovers.
So you guys have two Thanksgivings, basically.
We kind of do. It's fun. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll be going up to see my in-laws over Christmas
the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, Christmas. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that I am the house of choice for all the holidays.
I mean, I confess it would be so much easier to just be at home, especially when it comes to the animals, but that's a whole other. My niece is making bank off of money from feeding all the animals for me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love having it here, but it is a lot of work.
It's work, yeah.
To get all the... But the girls are of that age. They're helping me. My sister-in-law comes early and helps me. And it is, one of those weeks that is all about one meal. And I love it because it's not about the gifts or anything. It's just about sharing a meal together. So we all go around the table and say what we're grateful for that year. It's one of those corny things that we do. We have done it every year forever.
It is corny. I guess it's also nice. I mean,
we do it every single year. And it's so funny to hear and to see like my nephew, he's 8 now, like to when he first said Aunt Chrissy. He said Aunt Chrissy one year. He's grateful for Aunt Chrissy. I was like, oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, and everybody said I paid him to say that, but I didn't.
That's funny.
But so
fun stuff. We've pulled out all the vintage turkey stuff. So we'll have some photos on IG and Facebook with our table settings. And
the table settings are my favorite part of the day, going out in the yard, getting all the foraging of the herbs and the berries and everything. We're going to talk a little bit about that in our main topic. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Sophia is not amused. She has to stir the roux for the mac and cheese for about 25 minutes.
This is a first world problem. I mean, seriously, you're getting real mac and cheese. Stir that roux, honey. Stir that roux.
She does. That's her job. And we say, you don't really cook, so that's your job. And she's like, can I stop? And every time I test it, I'm like, not yet.
Well, who stirs the gravy?
Michelle usually does the gravy at the end, Joseph's.
Okay. Okay.
But Sophia's like stirring and stirring. And then she's like, is it ready? I'm like, I come over a little bit longer for 20 some minutes. That's all I keep saying to her. A little bit
Wow.
longer. Yeah. So it's fun. But, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there this week.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And on that note, if you're listening to our show and you're loving it, head on over to Apple Podcast and leave us a written review. It does amazing things for the growth of our show. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button because the invisible people out there count them. And you never want to miss an episode because, hey, it's fun. We're all friends here sitting at the table.
If you're looking for other ways to help support the podcast, you can tell a few chicken, duck, goose, or turkey-loving friends about us. You can share your favorite episodes on social media. You can become a patron of the show, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving to our wonderful patrons. And the other thing you can do to help support the show is visit our website and our show notes, use our affiliate links and discount codes, and buy products from our sponsors.
Holly Ann, have you heard of this new game, Chicken Challengers?
I have.
It is hilarious. It's a fast-paced party board game where chickens battle it out to become the ultimate barnyard champion.
It's a lot of fun. You can use some strategy, you can bluff, try to outsmart the other players.
It was so easy for my parents to learn, and it's endlessly replayable.
You can play it with as few as 2 players, up to about 8, and it's fun for kids, teens, and adults. Everyone loves it.
Now learn more at chickenchallengers.com or find it on Amazon today.
Just search Chicken Challengers.
You know what I love when it's 95 degrees outside?
Being inside.
Well, that too, but I really love cleaning my igloo chicken coop.
Yeah, it is so easy to clean. You don't have to break a sweat.
And you can use a water hose or pressure washer, so it doubles as a cool down. I also love those run covers.
Oh man, the shade is superb. I go into the run to cool off.
Yep, my flock's covered during the heat of the day, just chilling.
Meanwhile, we're melting on the patio. Seriously, can we get in on this amazing coop design for ourselves?
They're out there living the dream.
So when it's pushing 100 degrees, the right setup matters.
That's why we choose an igloo.
Get your girls their own just in time for summer.
Search Omelette. That's OMLET.
The Breed Spotlight is brought to you by Murray McMurray Hatchery, defining quality for generations. For over a century, Murray McMurray Hatchery has remained a trusted family-owned business, working tirelessly to ensure our poultry meet the highest standards. Whether you are an experienced enthusiast or just embarking on the journey, look to McMurray Hatchery for guaranteed quality, rare and heritage breeds, low minimums, and all the supplies you need to raise your flock. Request a free catalog today.
It's about that time. There's a gobble gobble everywhere. You're gonna hear a gobble here. You're gonna hear a gobble there. And then you're gonna listen to this week's Breed Spotlight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week's Breed Spotlight is
The black turkey.
the black turkey.
The black turkey is a heritage breed bird that is one of the older domestic turkeys around, which is saying something as turkeys have been domesticated for a long time. The black turkey is one of the turkey varieties that was included in the first printing of the American Poultry Association Standard of Perfection in 1874.
1874. That number is like instilled in my head.
What else happened in 1874?
Oh, what was it? The grinder thing.
No,
Yeah.
the manure spreader was invented.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
1874. The Livestock Conservancy.
Big year. It was a big year.
It was a big year. The Livestock Conservancy currently lists the black turkey in the watch category of the conservation priority list.
That's not terrible. The watch list isn't terrible.
No, it's not terrible. Now, turkeys are native to the Americas, and many of them had been stewarded by Native Americans and other indigenous people before European explorers even arrived. So these Mexican turkey breeders were most likely the original group that domesticated turkeys in North America. Early explorers, including the English and the Spanish, really enthusiastically acquired and brought turkeys back to Europe with them to start their own breeding projects. You could find turkeys in Europe from the early 1500s onward.
They've been around a long time.
Yeah, for sure. And black was one of the more popular colors. Now, today, you may see the black turkey referred to as the Norfolk black, which is what the the breeders in the UK called them, or the Spanish black turkey, which obviously are the Spanish explorers called them. The APA, the American Poultry Association, they currently list them simply as the black turkey. All of those birds are the same. Norfolk, Spanish, black, they're all the same bird.
They are. I mean, everybody, they have many names, same bird.
Yeah. Every now and again, someone will talk about whether or not chickens were domestic to the Americas. And it's kind of, we know they were in South America. It's kind of a mystery how the chickens got there. There were some theories, but every one of them has been debunked. But with the turkeys, we know for sure that indigenous folks in Mexico were definitely husbanding the turkeys.
Yeah.
Now, at first, the turkeys in Europe were quite rare and they were very expensive. Henry Tudor, King Henry VIII.
I am.
Right. He was an enthusiastic fan of the turkey. He liked the turkey so much that he even replaced the traditional Christmas goose, which was really popular in Tudor England, with a Christmas turkey.
Okay, you would be happy with that.
The turkeys, I think, I was amusing myself as I wrote this, thinking it was Henry VIII. So the poor turkeys met the same fate as his wives.
Exactly.
Except he didn't serve his wives for Christmas dinner, thank goodness.
Let's hope not.
Also, I was fast forwarding a little bit to Victorian England, and I was thinking about, remember in A Christmas Carol, Dickens' Christmas Carol, the Cratchits have a roast goose for dinner.
They do.
But the reformed Ebenezer Scrooge, he sends them a great big prize-winning turkey. So right or wrong, turkey was seen as a more splendid feast than a goose in Victorian England.
I kind of believe that. They're much bigger. I mean, they're usually much bigger.
You've never eaten goose, have you?
No, nor will I. So.
I won't anymore, but once upon a time, I enjoyed the goose very much. So Lewis Wright, I looked up to see, again, so I was looking for the sort of the 1800s where poultry keeping had really changed into like poultry showing and become more of a thing. Lewis Wright does mention the popularity of the black turkey in the 1850s in England. By that point in time, English breeders had also developed some very large turkey breeds. Some of them were like 30 to 40 pounds plus.
Oh yeah, they can be huge.
And they were showing these birds, obviously. You know, they did very well in the poultry shows because poultry shows, they, unless you're doing bantams or something, they like big birds.
We know that from when we went. We saw birds that we're used to seeing much smaller, that were humongous.
Right. But Wright believed that these enormous turkeys, he liked to use the word gobbler. So he wrote gobblers a lot of time.
Yeah, maybe that's where it came from, huh?
Maybe. So he said he thought these large gobblers were simply too large for the average kitchen to handle, which makes sense. And that's why the smaller sized black, white, and they called them fawn, we call them buff, turkeys remained popular.
Well, their ovens were only so big. So, or their fireplaces or wherever they were roasting them.
I mean, it depends on where they were roasting them, but he was even talking about like physically handling them.
Yeah.
Trying to, pluck a 40-pound bird or any of the other things that go along with preparing and roasting poultry. Right. It's a lot easier with a 15-pound bird than with a 40-pound bird.
Yeah, exactly.
So we know that a lot of turkeys can be very friendly and they can make really good pets. But the Livestock Conservancy had this note on the black turkey. They said the temperament of the black turkey is highly dependent on socialization and selection by the breeder. Some breeders do select for a more aggressive personality. Others select for a docile personality.
So there is a possibility that you can get one that's not going to be friendly with you.
It's possible. Almost every source I found said they were gentle. And, we're going to mention hatcheries that breed them, and they all said they were gentle. So I would imagine most people are selecting for a more docile bird. But you want to keep that information in mind if you're looking for pets or for birds that will be around kids and, even ask if you need to.
I mean, because keep in mind, whether a turkey's smaller or larger, they're much bigger than chickens. So, you want to keep that size involved.
15-pound turkey is about the same size as my geese, and gooses coming at you.
They could do some damage. So you need to make sure. So the black turkeys are, can you guess?
Yes.
What are they?
They're solid black.
Exactly. So once their grown-up feathers have come in, They should be that beautiful, metallic sheen. They should have that beautiful metallic green sheen to them.
Over
that
the
we
black
all
feathers,
love.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that makes a beautiful bird for sure. Their eyes are dark brown and beaks are black. Their heads and wattles are red, but can change to blue or bluish white. Now, this is good to know
really
because
cool.
you don't want to think that they're getting sick if this is something that can normally happen to them.
No, that's a normal turkey thing.
Right. So just know legs and feet are slate black in youngsters and change to the pinkish white once they're mature. Now, the toms range in size from like 20 to 23 pounds, while the hens are about 12 to 14 pounds. So like I'm saying, some chickens we're talking, they're like 4 to 6 pounds. Now, like this is 20 to 23 pounds of a bird. So
that's an armload bird.
That's a big bird that you're dealing with. Now, the APA Standard of Perfection notes that old toms can go up to 33 pounds and old hens can be up to 16 pounds. So they're going to continue to gain that weight over their life. So they can be bigger.
Some of them. I think the reality there is that's the standard of perfection. So that's what the size is supposed to be for showing.
Right.
So they may be that big for the show table, but I don't think those weights are going to be the average. I think there's that 20-pound weight.
Right.
And the mid-teens for the turkey hens. I think that's what you're going to end up with.
Now, those black turkey hens they're good layers. They're going to give you about 40 to 50 cream to light brown, very pretty speckled eggs per year. Keep in mind, that's a good number for turkeys.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
And we have it on good authority that turkey eggs are delicious and work especially well in cake baking, just like ducks and geese. They have more of a yolk to white ratio. So
you're the most beautiful eggs. Have you ever seen them in person?
Yes, they're beautiful.
They're so pretty. I really
pretty.
love turkey eggs.
My first thought that always comes to me now in our 5 years of this podcast, and when I think about turkey eggs, is when we went to
Mount Vernon?
No, across from Mount Vernon. What was that called?
Oh, the National Colonial Farm, Piscataway Park. What is it?
Yes.
It is the National Colonial Farm, but I can't remember the rest of the name.
Exactly.
Akakeek.
And the turkey hen was sitting on that egg.
The Jersey buff hen, yeah.
And it rotted. She sat on it so long. It went bad because she sat on it so long. They're like, we can't get it out of there. But it was it always comes to my head when I think about turkey eggs.
They go broody. I feel like with the exception of chickens and some of the really high-laying ducks, these birds will go broody. They will sit on a nest. Yeah.
Now, turkeys they're a wonderful addition if you have the space and desire to keep them. They're actually dual purpose because we're talking a little bit more in this episode about table birds because they are used a little bit more for that purpose.
Right. But the black is arguably dual purpose. Right.
Right. They are used a lot for eggs also. So that's a good thing to remember. And they can give a nice supply of eggs if you pick a breed like the black, right? They lay well.
Yeah. Yep.
So while they're great on a farm or a homestead, they're even good additions to a backyard laying flock. And if you have a place to keep them.
They are reasonably heat and cold hardy, but they do need shade from the sun because those black feathers absorb heat and they're big-bodied birds. And they can get frostbite, so they need shelter from wet and freezing weather. These turkeys in particular are good foragers, and they do need free range time. Also, the beautiful black turkey can fly, so beware of roosting in trees at bedtime.
They prefer to perch at night, so you'll want to have spacious roosts for them because some turkeys don't roost, but these will.
I think most of them want to. And it might be that the biggest of them can't easily. Like I saw a couple turkey keepers that were saying for the biggest turkeys, you'll want perches that are low to the ground and easy for them to get up and down from, especially the bigger toms. But there might be a point at which they can't get up and down anymore.
I think I've read before too. They have problems getting on roosts, so a lot of times they just lay on the bottom of your coop. Which I always say this. I think it's more comfortable anyway. But that's the way they're wired to do is to get on a roost and be perched.
How easily would a turkey get out of chicken coop pop door?
Holy, I don't know. The hen much easier than the tom. I don't even know. I don't know. So you have to make special provisions. You probably would want to have a door that's wider, that they can get through, or move your ramp to the big door so they can come through that door and have a ramp coming down.
That's where my ramps are at the big door because I've got some big people.
Yeah, and the ramps have to be, you have to make the slope differently. You have to make them wider. Yeah. All these different provisions. But, if you have space and time and you want turkeys, do it. They're fun.
It would be a lot of fun to have a couple of turkey hens for eggs. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So here's the question we're going to ask. Where to get the black turkey?
Well, thank goodness. As we said, they're on the watch list, and they are reasonably easy to find. Our friends at both McMurray Hatchery and Metzer Farms carry black turkey poults.
The two best carry them. Makes sense. That's awesome.
And I gotta say, baby turkeys are the cutest thing ever.
They're really cute. They're really cute. We've
really
seen a
cute.
lot of them in our day, and we're like, they're so cute.
They're adorable.
Okay, so if you have some turkeys this week, share about a story, hit the mention button, type our name in, and then it comes to our messages, and I will give you a reshare. Okay. There's a turkey here.
Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of backyard ducks? Look no further than Metzer Farms, your premier destination for top quality waterfowl. Whether you're a seasoned breeder or just starting out, Metzer Farms has everything you need to elevate your flock to the next level. And if you're passionate about call ducks, you're in for a treat.
Metzer Farms hatches a stunning variety of call ducks, meticulously bred for their miniature size, beauty, and calm temperament. From snowy whites to vibrant colors, each duck is a masterpiece waiting to grace your backyard. Visit MetzerFarms.com today to browse their extensive selection and start your journey into the wonderful world of waterfowl. Metzer Farms, where passion meets perfection.
If you're looking for a chicken coop that's produced in a planet-friendly, sustainable way, try Nestera.
Each coop is made from highly durable, 100% recycled plastic that keeps the equivalent of up to 2,000 shampoo bottles out of a landfill.
Their clean, modern design will fit into any garden or run area and comes with an industry-beating 25-year warranty and a range of handy accessories.
Simple to put together, so quick and easy to clean, and most importantly, red mite resistant. Your chickens will love it.
Quick shipping from Nestera.us.
For a 5% discount, use the affiliate link in our show notes, on our website, and on Instagram. Link in bio. Check them out today.
Eaton Pet and Pasture is a farmer-owned company based in upstate New York that creates USA-made sustainable products for backyard chicken keepers. From low-dust hemp bedding and comfy aspen nesting pads to nutritious treats and odor-eliminating products, everything is designed to keep your coop clean, healthy, and smelling egg-tastic.
All their products are made right here in the USA with ingredients that are safe for your flock and the planet. So whether you're doing a deep clean or just a quick refresh, Eaton makes it simple to care for your coop the natural way.
They're your one-stop shop for coop freshness and flock happiness, made easy.
Visit EatonPetAndPasture.com to explore the full line of flock favorites and use the code COFFEE at checkout for a first-time purchase discount. Okay, so are we ready to move on to main topic? Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to start this by saying...
You can't see her, but she's like straightening up her papers and looking really official. You got something to say, girl.
We've been seeing some stuff online, and we were actually alerted by one of our listeners that they were very disturbed by something online. And that kind of prompted us to change or add in addition to this week's main topic and address something because we feel pretty strongly about this. And we're going to talk about nails and spur care with roosters because we really feel like we need to.
Or hens too, because hens can get spurs.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Hens can get spurs too. Anybody with spurs, we want to take like the first 5-10 minutes of this main topic and discuss this because we feel like there's a need to educate on this.
I know we had a listener reach out and say she saw something online. My mom said something. She was really distressed by something she saw. So we didn't have to look far to see someone giving advice about trimming spurs and essentially said that roosters or the birds don't feel pain if you remove their spur. So we're going to educate you a bit on the spurs and informed.
And here's the thing. They weren't trimming the spur.
They were removing spurs.
They were removing the spur. So there's a big difference here.
Okay. They were removing the outside coating of the spur.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's explain spurs, right? A chicken's spurs, as well as their toenails and their beak, are all made of keratin proteins. Most of us know this at this point.
Just like in people.
Same material that makes our nails. Now, spurs. Both male and female chickens will hatch with spur buds on the back or the back side of their legs.
If you run your finger down all your females, you can even feel a little tiny bump there. That's the spur bud. Too.
It's a little bud, on their little leg scales.
Yeah.
Now, roosters will start developing spurs as they mature. And hens can occasionally develop one or two spurs. I've read that it's more common in the Mediterraneans, and both of my Andalusians have spurs.
Now, I had one barred rock who had spurs, but that's it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's extra testosterone, but hens with spurs still lay. So we're really not sure what causes it, just that hens can have them too. Now, toenails and beaks are attached to the body with tissue that is rich in blood vessels and nerves. This is why it causes them pain if toenails or beaks are torn or damaged. They bleed a lot. The bird is in discomfort. The spur is only slightly different. The spur grows around a core, and that core is a bony projection off of the leg bone or shank. So the core of the spur is attached to bone. It is bone itself.
Exactly.
It is surrounded and protected by some of that tissue that is rich with nerves and blood vessels. And over top of that bony core and the nerves and the blood vessels, the keratin layers grow around that core, and they continue to grow out in layers, just like nails and beaks continue to grow.
Now, roosters and hens, okay, they do feel pain in their spurs if they're damaged past that keratin layer, okay? Because that keratin layer is nature's way of protecting that bone that's under there.
Right.
So that layer serves a purpose for them and their anatomy. It protects that bone from damage, from breaking and bleeding out, all the nerves and everything that go along with it. So think of your nail being that keratin layer. If you take that off, that's the equivalent of pulling your entire nail off your finger.
Right. So if your nail gets bent backwards and it pulls on that tissue, that tissue that's rich in blood vessels and nerves, it hurts like a mofo.
Oh, heck yeah. Now, the spurs can be clipped back, and Holly she has these sheep goat nail trimmers.
Yeah.
And nail cutters. And I have little man, he's going to be going to see Dr. Rebecca. There is a sanding tool that is used.
It's a Dremel, I think. They have a veterinary Dremel, yeah.
It just takes it all the way down where, just like sanding a nail down before you get to that bone layer so that you can trim them so they're going nowhere near the legs. Or if you don't want to do it, you can go to the veterinarian and have them do it safely.
Now, what I use, like you said, they're sheep and goat nail clippers. They're small and they're sharp. If you are going to, and this is what I use on spurs, if you're going to trim spurs with these, you may need to make small cuts. If you try to make cuts that are too big, one, you can get down to the quick and make it bleed.
Right.
You can also splinter the outer keratin layers.
So are these clippers fatter so that the spur can fit into them? Like they're wider, the part that the nail goes into?
I mean, the two blades that come together, they're less than, I'd say maybe they're half an inch at most on each side.
Okay. So, I mean, like, but the spur can fit in there to, like, cut it a little bit.
Yeah, it's just, if you, like, visualize sort of a pair of scissors, it just has a small...
Okay.
Like a small mouth on the outside.
I know what you're saying now. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. And sometimes I have roosters who will shed spurs naturally. I have roosters whose spurs will curve around and we have to trim them before they, stick them in the leg. I have all sorts of things. I have 2 roosters that got in a fight and broke their own spurs off down to exposing the core. And I can tell you that they were in a lot of pain and discomfort. And it was the absolute devil to get that bleeding stopped.
Here's the thing. Chickens, as in nature, instinctually do not show pain. Right. Because a chicken that shows pain or weakness will be attacked by its other flock mates or somebody else. So when you're an animal of prey, you're taught not, like you're genetics are saying, okay, don't show anything, right?
Right.
So whether they show it or not, what we're telling you scientifically, there are nerves and different things in that area. Now, using tools and hot potatoes and everything else to take that outside keratin off hurts. It hurts.
Hot potato thing, like that's an old timers thing. And I know people who have used it and used it safely, but they had like a protective layer of felt against the rooster's leg or something.
Well, the other thing is once you take that protective keratin off, you're leaving that exposed to everything.
Well, if you do it right, it's only supposed to take a couple layers off. But I mean, really, how scientific is that? I mean, so
exactly.
It's not a great idea. I'm saying people have done that without harming their roosters, but it's easy to harm them. And taking a pair of pliers and twisting that off, that's just cruel. It's just outright cruel.
You can't tell me that pliers to a part of a living creature's body is not painful.
So
seriously.
Some people use pliers and they pull that whole keratin sheath off. And then the core has got to regrow the keratin sheath.
Exactly.
My mom saw someone who just used pliers and just took the whole spur off right out of the bone.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It makes us sick. I commend our listener who brought this to our attention.
We've been getting a lot of our email and messages from listeners lately has been stuff like, I've seen X, Y, and Z on the internet, and that doesn't make sense to me. Or I've seen someone saying X, Y, or Z, and I don't believe them. I think that animal looks like they're in pain. And that's critical thinking. Right. Your critical thinking skills usually steer you in the right direction.
That's why I love our listeners, because they're great. They're wonderful people who are treating their chickens with the respect that they deserve. Using a tool to pull off something off your animal is not giving them the respect. It's not. And it's cruel. Pure and simple. And when there's other ways of just trimming it down, it's harder than a nail to trim down.
It is.
But you can get special nail trimmers, or if you don't feel comfortable, you can go to the vets and they shave it down safely, calmly, that kind of thing.
If you're worried about cutting into the veins or the blood supply, you can actually, and this really works well if you've got a bird that has very light colored keratin
you
spurs.
Can see it.
You can candle it essentially. You can put a flashlight behind it and candle it to know where the blood supply ends.
And let's face it, if there's a spur that's curled all the way around, you're not going to be near that blood supply usually if you're clipping that off.
No, usually not. You can usually you can start off with a good half an inch to an inch usually.
Yeah, to get that away from the foot.
If you do the small cuts and you still have some splintering, just get a big nail file and you can file it down so it's not so jagged. You probably have to wrap your roux in a towel, but that's okay.
Yeah, and the other trick is usually as animal nails, you get closer to the quick, you start to see a darkness in the nail itself.
Yeah.
You can see where it's starting to come through.
Right.
So you kind of do it slowly. Let's all be respectful to these animals. Let's all be kind and groom them in a proper way so that they're not being tormented and hurt.
I don't understand
seriously.
how anyone could say that they've done research and they know that the rooster doesn't feel pain when that guy is blessed with a whole bunch of nerve endings.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just all do this the right way. So we just wanted to educate you guys on what exactly this
story.
Is.
Sorry.
But then we're going to change our ways a little bit.
We're going to wave our magic wands.
Ta-da! And we're back at Thanksgiving, and we're going to talk about how you can use eggs and herbs on your Thanksgiving table. And I'm sure you guys have thought about this. How can I use my eggs special at Thanksgiving or my herbs? And there's lots of ways.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at using them, i.e. cooking with them, using them culinarily, is that a word, culinarily?
We can make it one.
Who doesn't like a platter of deviled eggs as an appetizer?
That's what I was going to say.
Sorry. You also can use them in your stuffing if you want things extra moist. And actually, the stuffing recipe we're about to share has hard-boiled eggs in it.
Exactly.
You can also use them. You can throw them in your biscuits like we did with last week's recipe.
I mean, you can use anything that you want to make richer, your baked goods. You can make an egg bake in the morning and pop that in the oven before you start cooking so that everybody's not hungry and starving by Thanksgiving dinner.
Does your pumpkin pie recipe have eggs in it?
Yes,
Mine does too. Okay. I'm just curious.
So for pies and custards and all those fun things, you're going to be using your eggs. Now, I was looking up different ways to use the herbs. Now, there are certain herbs that we all use at Thanksgiving and the holiday time, rosemary, sage, thyme, oregano, all these herbs. We can use them in cooking. And I was looking back at like Williamsburg colonial times. Herbs were used for many purposes, either medically to cook or for freshening rooms before guests come. They would
I like the freshening room thing.
Yeah. So they would tie them together and make like little kind of mini bouquets out of them with like twine and place them around the room so that it was kind of like to the modern day light a candle, you know, like a scent candle.
Aromatics.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because it worked well, my centerpiece is some small vases of sage along with a lot of my vintage turkeys, like right down the middle of my table.
I saw this really cool thing that I was going to mention while I was looking through everything and all the ideas that I was thinking of. And it was a sage garland on the table. And I loved it.
My sage is gigantic and it is done beautifully, even with the geese eating bits of it. So I figured, why not?
Yeah. So what they did was they just took like the wire or floral tape or whatever. They made a garland and it was
wired it together.
Yeah, just twisted it all around the table. And then they did sage, little bouquets of sage on all the plates.
Oh, cute.
So I love using the herbs. And I do this every Thanksgiving. I buy all my fresh stuff right before, all my herbs fresh, everything. And then I get my herbs from my yard. And I get the biggest bowl that I have that I can find. And I load it up and I put it on the kitchen counter so that it's all right there for me to grab. The other thing that I use fresh herbs for is I infuse them in the butter that goes into my turkey. So,
okay. You know, I don't eat meat anymore, but when I did eat meat, I was the turkey cook for like 20 years for the family. So I would chop up all my garden herbs and then I would put them in a mixture of olive oil and melted butter. And I would go under the turkey skin, all over the whole breast and everything with all the herbs and just rub it in there. And it is absolutely amazingly delicious.
I do it a little differently than you. What I do is I take the herbs and I do make a mixture of onions and garlic and shallots that go inside the turkey with butter and herbs that goes in. And then I take the butter, I kind of mash it, keep it cold, put all the herbs in it, and then I cut it and I slit it and goes under the skin in different spots all throughout.
I just like got my hand up under the skin. I mean, I just got it up in there. It was I got to tell you, it's amazing. It's so delicious. It's really it's
really good. And you know, like using these things, the herbs even to decorate. This is a big thing. I did it last year. I want to do some more this year. Is dried oranges. I love it.
They smell nice. Do you put cloves in them?
Yeah, and you can make garland and hang them from everywhere and decorating your tablescape with them.
Edging into Christmas now.
I know, but Thanksgiving and Christmas, I kind of decorate the same. I'm like, and the cinnamon you can use along with it too. You know, like cinnamon stick with your sage on the plate. It looks amazing. So use those herbs as decoration in your food, in all the things, tablescapes. And I saw a lot of recipes for pumpkin deviled eggs. I don't know how they're going to taste.
Pumpkin deviled eggs. It's intriguing. I'm not sure about it.
Okay, so here's one other thing I saw, which we could do at some point, but they were called stuffed cherry tomatoes. So all they did was take the leftovers of the egg stuff from the deviled eggs and cut the cherry tomatoes in half and just stuff them with the eggs.
I'm not sure how I feel about cherry tomatoes at Thanksgiving.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Saw that everywhere. So have fun decorating, have fun preparing. You know what? Have a glass of wine, have a coffee, have your favorite people around you.
Don't mind if I do.
Have your favorite people around you and just make it fun. Like, put our podcast on. Yeah. For this week's.
Yeah, you're going to hear us talking about trimming chicken spurs.
That's only 10 minutes of it. So I had my family over the other night and we played this really new, awesome game called Chicken Challengers. Have you heard of it?
I have.
It was so much fun. These chickens battle it out to be the ultimate chicken in the barnyard. It's crazy.
It's really fun. There's hilarious artwork and lots of chicken puns. I just loved it.
It's guaranteed laughter. You know what? For family nights, for game nights, hey, we should take this on conventions with us.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's all ages. Kids, adults, anyone can play.
Now, learn more at chickenchallengers.com or find it on Amazon today.
Just search for Chicken Challengers. If your flock could talk, they would thank you for shopping at Eaton Pet and Pasture, your one-stop shop for coop freshness and flock happiness made easy.
From their all-natural USA-made favorites like hemp bedding, roost refresh, and nesting pads to convenient product bundles that make chicken care simple, Eaton has everything you need to keep your coop clean, cozy, and odor-free.
Check them out at EatonPetAndPasture.com and use code COFFEE at checkout for a first-time purchase discount.
Okay, so are we ready to move on to
Cracking the eggs?
Cracking those eggs. Now, I came up with the idea. Holly Ann came up with part of the stuffing.
I haven't thought of a name for that. We need a name for this recipe. Because, okay, so we'll tell you. This recipe is loosely inspired by stuffing that has become traditional in areas in Puerto Rico for Thanksgiving. And we incorporated some of the usual ingredients. But long story short, I saw this referred to as meat stuffing in a lot of spots, which doesn't sound very appetizing to me.
The way we're going to talk to you about it, it really is going to be good because I had this grandiose idea that we're going to do stuffed pepper stuffing, okay? And that we're going to take these peppers and we're going to make this stuffing up. Well, the recipes, we ended up working together on it. Holly came up with, we had different ideas for like the stuffing itself, but stuffed peppers are generally stuffed with meat. Okay,
Well,
so
what I thought was fun was that, so we took some of the inspiration from that Puerto Rican stuffing, and we incorporated some of the usual ingredients, which included ground meat, raisins, apples, eggs, and the peppers. But instead of putting the peppers in the stuffing, we're going to stuff them with some of the stuffing. So we're going to give this to you in two ways, just as stuffing in a casserole dish or as the stuffed peppers.
Stuffed peppers.
Now,
I mean, we could just call it stuffed pepper stuffing.
Pepper stuffing, stuffed peppers. Yeah, I want something. Now, if you're interested at all in the stuffings that they make in Puerto Rico, I thought it was fascinating. Some of the other traditional ingredients that we didn't use that you might find include plantains, olives, and various forms of pork.
Now, the olives could go in here, but I don't know. Might be a little too off flavor. I don't know.
The mixes that had almonds had, I feel like, less of the sweet flavors than we put in. But still, it was really, really intriguing. I mean, if someone offered me plantain stuffing, I'd be all over that.
Now, here's the thing I like about this recipe, and we were talking about this morning on our daily talk, is there's a lot of make-ahead parts of this.
Yeah.
So you can make a lot of this a day or two ahead and have it ready in the fridge so that it makes everything easier. And here's the other thing. This is a great take to someone else's house dish because the show of it is beautiful. So it's fancier. It's different. It's just different. And sometimes I want to try something that's a little off the wall or a little different. So,
well,
here we go.
I'm not stuffing the peppers for a bunch of reasons. So mine's in the casserole dish, which you can do, or you can put in the pepper and go with it.
So let's talk ingredients now that you're going to need. And it's Thanksgiving stuffing, so it's going to be a little longer. We need 4 to 6 hard-boiled eggs, 1 tablespoon of olive oil or butter, 1 chopped onion, 2 chopped garlic cloves, 1 pound of ground beef, ground turkey, or plant-based ground meat of your choice, 1 apple peeled and cubed, 1 cup of golden raisins, 1 cup of long grain white rice cooked, 1 tablespoon of powdered sage, a teaspoon of allspice, pepper and salt to taste, 3 cups of breadcrumbs, 2.5 to 3 cups of broth or stock, and 4 to 6 peppers, green, red, yellow, or orange, all of them different colors, and you want them blanched in boiling water for about 5 minutes, and 1/4 cup pecan bits roasted. Okay, so it's a lot of ingredients, but
Stuffing.
it's stuffing, man.
You're going to peel and roughly chop those hard-boiled eggs and set them aside. You don't want to do it too finely because they'll get lost in the stuffing.
And those can be done a few days in advance. Just have them in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. In a large skillet, you're going to heat the olive oil or butter, or you can do both. I often, for stuffing, do a mix of olive oil and butter.
I do more butter, but I do both for stuffing because I feel like the butter gives it a certain taste.
It does, yeah. So in that large skillet, you're going to heat whatever oil or butter you want to use. You're going to saute the onions and garlic over medium heat for about 3 or 4 minutes till they start to soften. You're going to add the ground beef or plant beef or turkey or whatever you're using, ground pork, whatever. You're going to use that and cook it, brown it essentially, cook it till it's browned. Then you're going to stir in the apple, the raisins, the cooked rice, sage, allspice, salt, and pepper.
If you use a turkey, you can also use poultry spice. I use it in mine.
Okay.
A little bit of sprinkle. It's really good.
So you want at least a 2-quart baking dish for this. I've got some really big round ceramic baking dishes that I like to do for stuffing, but
yeah,
I
use Pyrex. I use my Pyrex.
13 by 9 Pyrex is fine. And anything that holds that big amount. So you're going to add your bread cubes to your baking dish. And then over top of the bread cubes, you're going to pour that mixture with the meat, the veg, and the rice. Get that spread out. Then you're going to add the chopped hard-boiled eggs. You're going to add enough of the broth to moisten everything. That's usually about 2.5 cups of broth, or could be closer to 2 3/4 cups. If you're going to do the stuffed peppers, though, you want to reserve 1/4 cup of broth.
Right. And we're going to tell you why, because you're going to pour that in the bottom of your pan.
Now, using 2 large spoons, you're going to toss all the ingredients together in your dish. Now, the next step, again, depends on whether you want to bake your stuffing in a dish or you want to stuff the peppers with it. So if you're doing a dish, you're going to pop your stuffing uncovered into an oven preheated to 375 degrees. You're going to bake it for about 15 or 20 minutes or until it's heated through, and that's ready to come out of the oven and serve. If you're going to do the stuffed peppers, you're going to put 1/4 cup of broth into your baking pan. You're going to grab your blanched peppers, and you're going to fill each pepper with a generous scoop of stuffing. You want it pretty well filled to the rim, all the way up.
Exactly.
You're going to place the peppers in the pan where you already have that broth, and you're going to bake at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes, covered. Take the cover off, and you're going to bake for about 5 more minutes just to get everything crisped up. You can serve this in a really pretty way. If you want to take those peppers and arrange them on a platter and pour some gravy over top.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Pete loves gravy on stuffing. So
yeah, and you also want to take those pecans and roasted pecans and put them on top of the stuffing.
Either recipe, whether you're baking or you're doing the pepper, when it comes out, you want to sprinkle those roasted pecan bits on there just for some extra crunch and a little bit of sweetness.
Yeah. And you can put it in some vintage Pyrex, like a casserole dish. You can put the peppers in, or you can lay them on a flat dish and then take your turkey gravy and pour it, or whatever kind of gravy you're using, pour it over top those peppers. Yeah. And you could cut them in half to serve them, or quarters or wholes, however you're going to do it. Something different, but also just nice.
If you're not serving a turkey, or you want to do a vegetarian Thanksgiving, that would make a really nice main dish.
Yeah. You could just use the plant-based crumble then, if that's what you're going to do. So, it's just, I love this for a take dish because it's so pretty. Find the best big old vintage platter that you can find, arrange them on there, all different colored rainbow peppers stuffed up with that gravy poured over them, and take them to your aunt's house, your grandma's house, your mom's house, wherever you're going to go, your bestie's house.
I'll be eating it out of a baking dish. Thank you. Peppers and I don't get along.
I'll be eating them out of stuffed peppers. Okay, so try it. You might like it. Let us know what you think. Okay, so let's move on to retail therapy. Retail therapy. Yeah. Okay, this week's retail therapy, we're sticking with tablescapes because it's Thanksgiving week, right?
Yes.
And we love some tablescaping stuff. So we're talking about Poultry Place Card Holders. They exist.
Oh, this was a rabbit hole that I went down in a big way.
They're out there.
I have some pewter chicken place card holders, and I have white ceramic rooster place card holders, which are great, but you can find tons of turkey place card holders if you want to. I don't have them. So what I have done is I've simply put one of my little vintage turkeys on each plate with just a card leaning against the turkey, and that works really well. But you can get plenty of actual place card holders where you have a place to put the card.
I'm just looking now for a set of 4 over at Pottery Barn that aren't vintage.
Yeah.
It's $38.99. They're on sale right now. That's actually not terrible.
You can get them a lot cheaper on eBay, though.
They are just simple white turkeys that, you have a little place for the card so you can finish that formal feeling and put everybody's name where they're going to be sitting. If you go on Etsy, buckle up. There's a ton. You could do pumpkins. You could do turkeys, but
I have pumpkins, and they're from, I don't know if I bought them at Pottery Barn, or I might have got them at Pier 1 Imports. They can double as like Christmas tree ornaments, but they're these little metallic turkeys with the wire thing. Now,
there's pewter ones too that are older that you can get.
Okay. I have not done this, but if you had vintage poultry salt and pepper shakers with the holes on the top.
Oh, yeah.
You can definitely bend some wire, put one end in the hole for the salt and pepper shaker, bend some wire, and, use that to hold your cards.
Exactly. I'm seeing one that's not vintage, which is hilarious. And it's a turkey body, and you put you do a cutout of a picture of their face and add their face to the turkey.
Oh, no, that's too funny.
So they know where they're going to be sitting. But
that's ridiculous.
This is that meal more than any other holiday that you kind of want to take it to, extreme. You want to be fancy. You're working all week on this one meal, and you want it to be.
I mean, other people like it just super duper ultra casual. I went with casual dishes this year because I got some that were my mother-in-law's, and I like the colors. But because I'm addicted to turkeys, I had all these vintage turkeys I fancied it up with. But
wow, I pulled out the turkey planter that I got instead of you in Ohio.
I have a couple turkey planters. Big whoop. I really have a huge turkey collection. I mean, it's still confined to one great big, Rubbermaid bin, but I got a lot of turkeys.
You have more turkeys than me. We do have the 2 turkeys in our studio where I am right now that we fought about in Goodwill in Ohio.
Well, I bought myself another pair of them, so.
Wait, did you find the hen or did I find, I can't remember.
You found the hen. I found the tom.
Yeah, I think. Well, it's in our cabinet in our studio.
They're in the studio, yes.
They're our shared ownership. So the turkey stuff, this is the time. Bring it out. Like the old Caldor brand turkey servingware. Bring it out.
There's nothing to say you can't, use ducks or geese or chicken stuff on your Thanksgiving table if you want to. It's up to you. Decorate the way you want.
My plates usually are chicken plates.
Okay.
For Thanksgiving. Because I don't have turkey like regular.
Oh, I really want turkey plates. I don't need any more dishes, but I love turkey plates. Like the Spode turkey.
You know what? That might be next November because we did not do turkey 9-inch plates yet.
Turkey plates.
Dinner plates.
And salad plates, dessert plates.
Next year might be that might be another one for November. Retail therapy. There you go. We might be looking that stuff up. So before we end this, I just want to say, and I know Holly probably said it too, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy this time with your family and your friends. Be grateful. Or what?
However you need to get through Thanksgiving is what you need to do. And I wish you joy and happiness.
Yes, we wish you all the joy and happiness. And we're grateful for each and every one of you that listen to us every week. Thank you so much. We love it. So hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Now, should we tell everybody what we're going to be talking about next week?
Next week, we are spotlighting the big, beautiful Saxony duck.
Oh, yeah.
Our friends Mark and Katie Metzer from Metzer Farm are joining us. They're going to talk about a brand new duck breed that they will have for the end of this year and for 2026.
So don't miss.
Yeah, we do some catching up and talk about some great stuff. Cracking the eggs. It's December. It's time for our cookies. We're starting off with big cookies. We're doing Black Forest brownies.
Oh, yeah.
And retail therapy. Waterfowl Christmas ornaments.
It's December. We have to do Christmas.
Geese. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So again, happy Thanksgiving. What should we tell everybody to do until next week?
Hug your chickens, ducks, geese, and turkeys.
Every day and kiss them too. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to see more of us, please follow us on Instagram at Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. If you'd like to help us grow the podcast, please leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, please visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. Thanks for listening.